I'm stewing about something delicious. Coming right up on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manojlovic. This episode has been inspired by some inclement weather. It has been snowing like crazy, but I thought, you know what? I want some comfort food. We're making a lamb stew with Belgian ale. Wait until you try it. Principal ingredient is lamb, 3 pounds of lamb shoulder. Before I start this recipe, I always sharpen my knife because we need to cut that lamb into small cubes. Having a sharp knife allows us to trim away the fatty bits and then discard them. I'm taking the cubed lamb, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, give it a toss, add a tiny bit more if you wish, and you can place your lamb to the side. When we go to make the lamb, we need a couple of ingredients right away. We need 1 sweet white onion, rough chopped. We need about 4 ribs of celery, also roughly chopped, and then about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, same thing. Now with those ingredients ready, we're gonna head to stovetop, Dutch oven, medium-high heat. As soon as the pot comes to temperature, we're adding about 2 or 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. As soon as the oil shimmers, grab a handful of the lamb and we're gonna toss it into the Dutch oven. Now, it's gonna make a lot of noise, might spatter a little bit. What we're gonna do now is just brown the lamb. So after a few moments, turn the lamb. Once the little pieces of lamb have browned nicely, we're taking a slotted spoon, remove them from the pot, and now take another handful. It's important not to crowd the lamb. So a little bit into the pot, do this nice and slow. Once all of the pieces are browned, reduce the temperature of the stovetop to medium. Now we're adding the onion, the celery, and the garlic into the pot. Stir it right away. We're gonna cover and cook for 5 minutes, but check on it. Maybe every minute and a half or something, go to the pot, lift the lid, and give your onions and the rest of the vegetables a stir. Once they're softened, we're ready to continue. I'm taking 1 can of tomato paste, adding it into the pot. It kind of hisses now because the pot goes very dry. Stir it in though, let the tomato paste cook. And now we're gonna make it even drier. We're taking a 1/4 cup of unbleached all-purpose flour, sprinkle that in, stir it in, and now it's really dry in the pot. Now you're gonna need a bottle of Belgian ale. I like to use one particular brand. I love the top where you twist off the top, a cork pops out. It's a 750 milliliter size. And when you pour this beer, it's called Chimay, into your measure, it has a beautiful color and a really gorgeous head to it. It's a dark ale with a great flavor for this recipe. 1 cup goes in the pot, 2nd cup goes in the pot, and you can even see the head on the top of the vegetables. Fantastic. Stir that in, your sauce will thicken, but we're gonna also add 3 cups of beef stock. Add the stock in, stir, cover, and bring this to temperature. Once it's nice and hot, we need 3 herbs for the recipe. We're adding 2 bay leaves, we're adding a bunch of thyme, and also 2 rosemary stalk. Now, you're gonna taste these herbs, so if any of those herbs aren't to your liking, take 1 or 2 away. But I think this is a really wonderful recipe because of those herbs we put in. Now that the herbs are in, we return our lamb and the juices into the Dutch oven, stir, cover, we reduce temperature to simmer, and now you're gonna cook this slowly for 1.5 hours. The lamb is gonna get really tender. While it's cooking, we're gonna prep a few final vegetables, carrots and parsnip peeled, and then I chop them into interesting little chunks on an angle, right? It's kind of nice visually. I also have a rutabaga top and bottom away, trim off the waxy bits, and then chop your rutabaga into bite-sized pieces. Last thing, 1 cup of pearl onions. This is gonna give the stew a great flavor and crunch. Now at that 1.5 hours, we're gonna lift the lid off of the pot. You can see the stew is thickening up perfectly. The lamb is very tender. If you wanna taste them right now is a good time. And now we're gonna add our vegetables in, stir them in, and we're gonna cover and cook for an additional hour. When you reach that final cook time, you are ready to enjoy. Right before you serve, do a little taste test. Does it need salt or pepper? Add it now, stir it in. Now, you could serve this stew with mashed potatoes if you want. You could serve it like maybe with buttered noodles, fantastic. I like it pretty plain and simple. How about a buttered piece of crunchy bread that I'm gonna dip into this really tasty sauce. I have a tender piece of lamb on the spoon. I even had a little onion in there. Lamb is tender. The broth on the stew is really tasty. Crunchy bread is really crunchy. And don't forget too, you still have Belgian beer left in the bottle. You can pour a glass for everybody to enjoy. Fantastic lamb stew. You gotta make this. I know you're gonna enjoy it. Other things to enjoy are available on weekendatthecottage.com. Please head to our website and subscribe to it. You can also find more videos like this on our dedicated YouTube channel. Please remember, subscribe to it, drop us comments, thumbs up, and click the bell button for notifications. Finally, look for us on one or more of your favorite social media platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Lamb stew with delicious vegetables, tasty broth, made with Belgian ale. Sounds like a good idea. You better get going and make it. Enjoy. Beautiful.